There goes your career, son.
Is he on there right now?
Shit's canceled.
Is he being
Cancel
hosted?
culture. Yeah, he's being hosted right now.
Buddy.
I'm gonna get on there. Hashtag me too. You're canceled.
Did you get a new camera?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
You're like, it's like way more frames per second than I'm used to. I don't know what's happening.
Hey, give it a chance. It'll fuck up.
Okay. No, it's like, you know how like soap operas are like filmed like with a higher frames per second than like normal movies and stuff?
No, I did not know.
That's why they look a little smoother. They look weirder, and
I knew
like
they looked weirder.
You look smoother and weirder, and that's why. So I was just wanting to make sure that was on there.
What I love is how in General Hospital they never have to wait for the fucking elevator. It's just always there. There's just never. They're just like, boop, boop, there's the elevator. Same Star Trek. Star Trek, I figure they just have like a fucking badass elevator system. But like General Hospital is like, oh, fucking elevator. We don't wait for elevators here. We're white people.
Yeah, why would you? What a waste.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to click record, and we're going to see what happens. So, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the League of Legends Anonymous podcast. I am apparently a host, Killzill, here today with my friends Danger Penguin and Dick Bigsby, or also known as Double Sniffed.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, fellas?
Hello.
What's going on? I'll let Danger start. I usually go second. I'm going to go third.
Okay. Yeah. Second's a good spot for you. Yeah. Hello, everybody.
How's everybody feeling?
Oh, fantastic.
Well, fucking coffee, man.
Not sick. Oh, you got coffee? Okay, good.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I know what that's like.
What do you have? What's in there?
This is alcohol and ginger ale.
It's just not even a name, not vodka. It's just, this is alcohol. Yeah, like, the funny thing is,
it's Jim Beam and ginger ale, all right? All right.
probably has like a 24-pack of like white cans with black lettering that just says alcohol in them. Like, we don't know what kind. Like the Chris Rock joke about mac and cheese, like the budget mac and cheese, it just says macaroni on the box.
Look, I'm not ashamed, okay?
Don't be ashamed, baby. Get your drink on.
Do you call rubbing alcohol something other than alcohol?
I do not. No. I even call bleach alcohol because I don't know what things look like. Anyway. So I have a game for us this evening. Kind of take our minds off of all the trouble that's going on in the world. Have you guys ever played Marry, Fuck, Kill before?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, pick out some friends.
I married somebody, I fucked somebody in. Never mind.
I wondered if you would admit that on the podcast. Excellent. So we're going to do that, but instead of friends or podcasters and picking out who we're going to marry, fuck, or kill, we're going to do league champions, and we're going to do pick, ban, or rework. So I'm going to pick 3 champions for you guys, and you'll have to decide who you'd pick, who you'd ban, and who you would rework. And kind of give us some reasons why, so we can get a good idea of where your head's at with this. So, everything makes sense?
Yeah.
I mean, the pick part seems a little bit stale, but that's what it is. What it is.
It is.
So
what it is.
Rich, you know what I mean?
It's a high school game, so you know.
Yeah.
Happens. But we're gonna let's see here. The first 3. Because we're just going to go balls deep right away.
Go first after, so we don't talk over each other.
And I'm going to have, Double Stiff go first on this one. We're going to have Aphelios, Akali, and Kiana. Who are you picking? Who are you banning? Who are you reworking?
Oh, so you give us the champs, and we have to pick from.
That's exactly right.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they get you.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Aphelios, Akali, and Kiana.
Who would I pick? Okay. I would probably pick Kiana. I think Kiana's fine.
Okay.
To a certain extent, like I hate her, but I like at the same time, like I don't really have to deal with her in my own play, and I like watching her in pro play. So okay. I'm gonna leave Kiana put.
Okay.
I'm going to. I want to rework Akali, and I'm going to ban Aphelios just so Danger can't. Like Akali, my biggest.
You don't control what I do.
You know, I'm calling shots.
We're getting the double ban.
I just reworked your whole band. The issue I have is that Riot, right. 200 plus years of gaming experience led them to remake Akali because her old ways, there was no counterplay. And they turned her into the fucking Miss Universe of fucking no counterplay. They're like, did you ever see The Witcher?
Yeah.
They're like, oh man, like, we need to take this ugly hunchback lady. She's too hot. She's too fuckable. We need to make her uglier. And then they're like, all right, we're just going to turn her into a fucking perfect 11 with like perfect tits and a perfect ass. It's like, this is what Riot did with the collie. They're like, she was fine as a hunchback. Like, yeah, sure, there's no counterplay. Like, at least she couldn't fucking follow you across the goddamn entirety of the map. So Akali needs to be reworked. Hopefully get the people from Dota to rework her, so that way we can have some. Like, yeah,
all right.
No. Like, here's what the third option. It shouldn't be pick. It shouldn't be pick, ban, or rework. It should be ban, rework, or move to Valeriant or whatever that new fucking game is. We should be able to banish them to the fucking shooter game. Make Aphelios.
It makes it too easy.
It does make it too easy. It does make it too easy. You need to have someone
Valerian, Violin, what is it called?
There's someone you have to fucking live with every day. And out of those three champions, which one is it going to be?
Voltron? What's the name of the game?
Voltron.
Valorant.
Valorant
is the correct answer.
Jesus Christ. Like, somebody got paid more money than I make to come up with that name. Like, they paid like Riot's like,
weren't they called like projects 1 through 5 or something like that? And nobody knew how to keep track of
A through N or something like
that. Yeah. Nobody knew how to keep track of those either. So.
And Riot, somebody who makes even more money than me, made a decision to let somebody else and pay them hundreds of thousands of dollars and that's what they came up with. Yes. Like that, there was a meeting about the name of this game. There were several meetings, and this is what they came up with. This is what
about Valorant?
Valorant.
That's got a ring to it that no one would like.
I just feel like they watched too much Game of Thrones. They were like, Valerian Steel. What sounds like Valerian? Yeah.
The guy who signed up to like name all the games probably only joined Riot because he was like, hey, I can just sexually harass people all the time. And then they're like, hey, we have to change our sexual harassment policy. So, well, fuck it. We'll just name it some fuck Valerian. I quit. I quit.
Valorant. Okay. Danger.
Sorry, for me, who would I rework?
I know you're banning. We don't have to even say.
No, I would rework Aphelios so he never has to exist again in its current state. And you want to know what? You could do it in a great way. And you want to know his kit, terrible. Fucking terrible. Fucking cancer. Miserable. Just disgusting. Fucking awful. Miserable. Did I say terrible?
You did.
It's all of those things. But
I never knew you felt this way.
His chakram ability, you could design a character around, and it would be a fucking cool character. Just that basic ability as their basic attack, with other abilities for your Q through R, and you do have all of those buttons now because you don't need to fucking switch guns. I think would have some really cool options, and I think it's a very cool design. Intermixed in front of stupidity.
Sure.
So someone who's like, hey, you dude, you come up with one gun, and he's like, all right, what about this gun? And they're like, oh, that's a really fucking cool gun. All right, now let's hide it among all this other shit, and now everyone will hate you. And I'm like, well, great.
Have you ever seen the movie Krull? Krull.
I've not.
There was this '80s movie. It was so fucking bad and so fucking good. And this guy has a chakram, and like that's his thing. And the best part is like
I've seen Xena.
20 minutes from the end, you can see where the movie's budget just ended. They're like, "Fuck, there's like a sock puppet, like, and he's just like,
cash, guys.
We're just out of money." But it's a great movie if you're into the chakram. I love it. I used to watch it when I watched it when I was a kid. It's free on YouTube. Krull. Krull. It's a great '80s movie. It's got a cult following. That's where the chakram comes from. So I was like, when you like, we should just have a character with a chakram. I'm like, bring back the motherfucker from Krull. Like, it's $15 to buy his character as a license.
All of our
like,
audience
who
probably
owns
no one's seen Krull, so no one gets the reference. But I appreciate the delve.
I bet Blake has. He just probably was too stoned to remember the name of the movie.
Now, I'm gonna surprise you, and I'm gonna pick Akali. And I do that only for our good friend Astros.
Oh, you know
I'd be worried about him if I didn't. So I'm going to pick a collie.
The only problem
And
Astros would have is picking a hole. Like, that's... you wouldn't know where to go.
But I will ban Kiana because I'm colorblind and I can't tell the difference between any of her abilities.
I have no idea what those things do or what they mean. Yeah, clarity.
You said you were colorblind. I just thought you meant is like the way that people are like, I'm not racist, I don't see color. I didn't realize you actually like.
No, legit colorblind.
Oh shit! Yeah, wow.
That's where they get you.
Also, if you think you've seen Danger upset this evening talking about Aphelios and his kit, wait till you play an ARAM with him. Because holy hell.
Oh, what a treat.
The asshole that comes out of this man is insane. Especially if you don't clear the wave. Especially if you don't kill minions. Oh my god.
It seems like I missed the second ARAM. Did y'all play another one after we left, or was that the first one?
Oh, were you only there for the first one?
I was only there when I mean, obviously I had to carry y'all fucks as more.
Everyone got fucking reamed.
Oh my god.
It was a lesson. And
yeah, I was just trying to teach the people a little bit of knowledge.
Man, Danger turns into ponderous sea lion when you're playing an ARAM. He's like, you are fucking retarded. People are terrible.
People should get their shit together. That's not my fault. Get your shit together.
Excellent. And we're going to move on to the second trio here. I've got Vladimir, Yasuo, and Echo. Who you pick, Bannon, and reworking?
Oh, you're not playing. Okay,
nope,
I thought you were
not.
Okay.
Nope.
Pick an Echo. Echo's beautiful. I mean, Echo's just a great kit. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I know he's super strong right now, but that's one of the best kits in the game. Everything from concept, the art of the character, the sound design of the character, what the character's supposed to do is fantastic. Who am I banning? Fucking banning the shit out of Vladimir. He shouldn't even be in the fucking game. A champ like this should not be in the fucking game. It's unbelievable. The motherfucking guy's mana is his health, and his health never fucking runs out.
No.
So it's like he has no cost to his abilities. He fucking he does insane amounts of damage. He has a get out of jail free card. He's just absolutely fucking blood cancer. Like, that's what he is. I don't know if you can get cancer of your blood. I think you can.
I think he has blood cancer. Yeah.
And he is that. Like, he's the worst. Like, I thought this 3 weeks, like, why is a champion like Vladimir in the fucking game? Like, so I feel very strongly about him. I've always hated him. He is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I just wish his blood pool. Maybe I would. I don't know. No, he just needs to be gone. Would I rework Yasuo? Yes. Give him like a little dagger.
What?
He's gonna poke you.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
He's too strong. Like, I don't understand how, like, this is the problem with State of League. So the idea behind a character like Jax is so fucking badass. He's so great that we had a meeting, guys. And Jax, we didn't kick you out of the league because you're so strong. We're going to make you fight with a lamppost. And then Japanese motherfucking Samurai Wonder, who's fucking does everything, who can 1v9. Like, literally. Like, if they came out with a Nina kill, he'd get it. Like, if you had friendly fire... Like, imagine the game with friendly fire. Yasuo would just kill everybody in the fucking team like Uma Thurman with a good hair day. And fucking that's it. That's it. It would look like Vladimir's fucking pool. There'd just be blood everywhere. And he'd be like, your limbs belong to me. I'm going to the fucking Nexus. But, like, that's what I would do. How would I really rework Yasuo? I would only allow him to be played. You could only play him in ranked if you have a platinum rank rating and 750 games in norms with him. Like, and you have to do that every season. Every season, you have to pay your Yas tax. Like, you have to, and you can look. I'll even make this a money making venture.
I would just make you have to be honor level 3. Boost. Honor level 3, and then that way no one ever plays Yasuo. Okay?
I certainly wouldn't. He should be a feature unlocked like Clash. Like, and I mean, honestly, like, if you did that, like more people would get into platinum because it's fucking stupid ass Yasses that cost you. It's always your Yass that sucks ass. It's never the enemy Yasuo is just like fucking God.
Hard stuck gold one. Yep.
So that's my picks. I'm sticking with them. Those are strong picks.
Fucking yikes. Okay. What's up, Danger?
All right, you got to remind me. All I know is Yasuo now.
And Vladimir and Echo.
And Vladimir and Echo. I actually agree. I think, well, Echo is cancer right now, and he's my number one ban. I like his kit. It's a clever kit.
I've been playing Echo lately. It's funny how your number one ban is whatever I'm playing right now.
Yeah, because you're a meta slave, you bitch. Oh, who's incredibly overpowered?
I have literally a one-trick Warwick. Like, what the fuck? This is my time. Like, no, I've only been playing.
I like old Warwick with his ult back then. That was good old Warwick.
No, the Warwick rework was the best rework they've ever done.
It was the best rework. I'm just kidding.
No, it was not. Urgot was the best. They took that champ from the fucking depths of a jizz-filled dumpster and turned it into something relevant. Like, that was incredible.
While you're correct, you are correct. They did have the advantage of starting with absolute garbage, right? Whereas, like, I felt like Warwick was like a perfectly functional champ, and they made him actually cool, and they made him actually fun to play.
Yeah, and a little more skill expression without making him too difficult.
Yeah, exactly.
It was very well done, top to bottom. So
yeah.
I was just kidding. Warwick is great, just the way he is. So I'd pick Echo. I still want his numbers tuned. So
yeah.
I think especially his ult, like the cooldown on that is like a fucking joke right now.
Yeah, it is.
Like I'll just regain all my health, and then 3 seconds later I'll do the same fucking thing. Woo!
Yeah, he just has a lot of CDR built into his kit too.
Exactly. Yeah. So you get
and CDR is all over the game and has been for the past 2 seasons.
It's a cool design of a character. So I don't have a problem with him. I rework Vlad. And take away his infinite health and his infinite, just the fact that he can do whatever the fuck he wants at any time he wants. I think that there's a way to make Vlad's kit more interesting. Also, I mean, like, he's a shitty vampire. He just is. He's a shitty vampire.
Shitty vampire. Okay.
And so rework his kit. Work it around.
He's a great coronavirus vampire now because he just sucks your blood from 6 feet away. Like at least he's maintaining social distance.
Yeah. So that's important to me. So rework his ass, and then obviously you're gonna ban Yasuo.
Yeah.
And there's something really interesting between Aphelios and Yasuo, and it's the same asshole built him. So he's and you have to give the guy credit. He's incredibly clever, and he must be a fucking hell of a salesman to walk into a meeting and be like, "I'm gonna pitch you a motherfucking kit. Here it is," and then 18 hours later, after he's explained all of the kit, they're like, "Yeah, let's sign on to this. This doesn't sound stupid at all."
Does he get any sort of criticism for things being overtuned? Like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like I can think of a billion adjustments to Yasuo's kit that would make it just slightly better. For one,
on the plus side,
not let him have 2 passives.
On the plus side, he's not working on this anymore, so that's great. He's in a different Riot group, so that's absolutely wondrous to me. But he makes characters that are incredibly fun to play. And so
really,
yeah. I mean, Yasuo is one of the
because Yasuo players don't seem to be having a lot of fun while playing Yasuo.
No, they're just assholes. That doesn't mean that they don't have fun being assholes.
I also think that it doesn't help that like all of the biggest Yasuo player is Yasuo, is Mo, who's a giant fucking asshole. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just think that like it falls into an archetype of like these chads that like playing Yasuo, but like, as a kid, I would never remove it from the game because I think it is one of the kits that is incredibly like rewarding for the people that put in the work, and I think that trade-off is fine. I wish I didn't see it in my games because too many people think that they can like do it, and I think that's where he's so frustrating. But I think that like, as far as skill expression is concerned, I think that's one of the best champs in the game. He can do so much, and it's not like, it's just there's so many little subtleties like reading between the lines of his kit that like people can do things, and like, like wind walling over the wall to catch a vision of the fucking frog so you can E to it. There's just all this crazy ass shit with him that's really really cool and nuanced. And I would hate to see like that kind of work thrown away. Like,
I agree.
People would fucking kill themselves.
I think
like if we banned any one of these champions that we've talked about, people would be pissed off. Like if Yasuo was removed from the game, like people would jump off of fucking parking decks.
You know, Yasuo breaks the rules of what Riot themselves say they'll do for balancing because they can't do it because his ban rate is so high, but they can't nerf him because he's not good enough to nerf, but yet his ban rate still exceeds what they have as a trigger. They have a trigger in their system for like ban rate over like 15% at certain levels. He's at like 45, and they're like, "Fuck it, we can't do anything. We can't nerf him because he's not even good."
So here's my idea where we rework Yasuo, right? But like, I really feel like the win. You know, a lot of things about him are frustrating, but if you just took one of them away, it would be manageable. You know what I mean?
The wind wall.
Yes!
We all agree,
yes!
right? Like,
just
fuck
the wind
that
wall.
goddamn wind
fuck
wall.
the goddamn
Or
wind wall.
give him fucking not like a shield with his mana bar, but give him fucking mana. So they have to manage a resource. Like all of these characters that we fucking hate have no fucking resources to manage. Vladimir, Kali, Yasuo.
Yeah, that's actually a really great point.
Whatever you do, whatever the hell you want to do it. Like, no. Like, I have to worry about, am I going to run out of mana? Maybe I have to, work towards, like a mana item so that I don't get fucked. Not only does Yasuo not have a resource, but then he also gets free crit. Right?
Yeah.
It's just randomly thrown into his kit so that he only has to build a couple crit items to be a fucking...
He gets free armor pen on his fucking ultimate. He gets all this free shit that just doesn't need to be there.
It's just...
So here's how you fix the wind wall, all right?
Okay, here's your change.
The wind wall that needs to happen is a wind wall that like has some sort of like HP to it, so that once so many projectiles hit it, it then dissolves. So basically, if the entire team is shooting at fucking Yasuo through the wind wall, that wind wall is just going to be obliterated. He only hides behind it for a little bit of time. Or, and this is actually the cooler version, is the wind wall has a very short amount of time it's up. It's only up for, say, like 0.5 seconds. But every projectile that gets fired at it reflects back at you.
Oh, now I'm cool with that. But they just
that would be the fucking shit. If
you and I have wanted a champion like that
and it reflects something back at you, and then he gets away. You feel so badass doing that, and you also feel so stupid if that happens to you. But at least you're not like chucking and watching abilities just dissolve into thin air. Because like the idea is that it's like this 3-dimensional thing that's happening, right? But you're playing in a 2-dimensional game. So like even the very top corner edges of the wind wall are just obliterating projectiles. Like my Zill bombs, if they just like flick the very top right corner of the wind wall, just nope, nothing's there. No, that should not happen. Instead, those bombs should go flying in different directions, or they should take down the wind wall slowly over time.
You're in the middle of a fight, and all of a sudden that wind wall pops up, but there's also 84 blinking lights around it, right? So you might not even be able to fucking tell the wind wall's there until you realize, oh shit, nothing's happening to the enemy team, motherfucker. Right. We are just standing here shooting at a fucking nothing.
Right.
Here's what I would change about the wind wall. Number one, it comes out of his body, which is a big problem. So like shit can hit him and he can just sort of wind wall it up. Like if the wind wall was ahead of him and it had to be more of a skill shot, kind of like a Sivir spell shield, I'd be cooler with that. But like here's another thing that they could do with it. Just make it so that it blocks like physical projectiles or weapons. So like it blocks Nidalee spears, it blocks Zed shurikens, but it doesn't block magical. It blocks an Echo throwing the thing, but it doesn't block like a Morgana Q. It doesn't block like anything that's a magical
ball
projectile.
Of electrical energy.
Like anything that you wouldn't expect a wall of wind to like stop, like lightning bolts. Tell me how a fucking lightning bolt gives a shit about wind. I don't give a fuck. It just goes zzz. It's done. So, I mean, I think that would be an interesting little way to do an interaction. Yeah. It blocks physical objects, but if it's magical, shit penetrates right through it. I mean, that I don't know. Like, we don't have 200 plus years of game.
Anyway, all right.
We are old.
All right, moving on. Let's see. I'm gonna mix it up a little bit. How about Yumi, Soraka, or Zoe?
Oh, I'll take this one.
Yeah.
Hey, I would like you guys to guess who Zoe was made by. You got it, guys. It's the same fucking person.
What's the guy's name? That
Certainty T.
Who is it?
Certainty T.
I actually didn't know that he made Zoe either.
That guy's name is Certain Titty.
I think it's certainly T, but I call him Certainty T.
Okay.
But yep, it's Zoe. I would ban Zoe for the rest of eternity. I want nothing to do with her. I think that it's stupid. I think it can be kind of cool to see a pro user once, but when Zoe is good, she's in every fucking game that exists, which she is right now. If you walk at any of the pro scene, there she is, because she has unlimited control over Baron. You try and take Baron, and only she's up. She flies in, kills someone, and then Baron. You guys keep fighting Baron, and then she flies in, kills someone else. It's she just has too much zone control. It's unreal.
Yeah, she can play whack-a-mole with the entire map.
Yumi, I would rework. Because I think Yumi is really, really stupid. I don't like the character at all.
Yep.
Basically anything that they've done in like the last 3 years, I have a problem with. That's not true across the board. I actually really like some of their designs, but I don't like Yumi. I think the concept is good. I don't mind like a character that attaches to another character and you're beholden to them as they move, and then you have abilities that you can use. I just don't like her kit. I don't like the magic Q that can hit anyone and everyone.
Sure.
And you have utter control over it. Her alt's fine. I think that's a cool kind of disengage or engage alt. I think a heal is fine. I think that they started to improve her, so I might change my mind as I play with the new Yumi more. I like the change where if you CC her, she has a cooldown on her W, so she can't immediately jump into a body. She's got like 6 seconds, so I think that's a good change. I wouldn't mind if like the period of time, like the travel for that W was slowed down, so you could get her in between two people. You know, like if all of a sudden she's flying to go into someone else, you would be able to use like a point and click stun. What was your other one? The one that I'm gonna play?
Soraka.
Soraka. Surprisingly, I'll play Soraka.
You son of a bitch. Fuck you.
Not top. I'm not gonna play Soraka top. That's awful. And that's cancerous. But yeah, I'll play Soraka over the others. That's not because I like her. It's because I think the others ones are a bigger issue.
Okay.
All right, my turn.
You're up double.
All right. Picking Zoe. Zoe doesn't bother me anymore. Like compared to her first iteration, this version's actually okay.
Well, that's true. They did take 19 things out of her.
Yeah. I mean, like, so it's like, you know, it's like a shit sandwich, but like with some little extra stuff, like some peanuts or some shit on it. So you're like, oh, this isn't as bad as it used to be.
Corn, yeah.
Corn. Good reference. And this is what I have said this. I said this 2 weeks ago when nobody was listening. I wasn't like podcasting or anything. I was just like, it was like, I said this out loud in a game to my cat, I think. I was like, why is a champion like Yumi in the fucking game? Like, why does a champion like this exist in the fucking game?
Yeah.
Like, why? Like, you want to talk about selling? Like, motherfucker, I'm fine being in that boardroom. They're like, all right, we've got a fucking... Do you remember Samurai Showdown? They had a fucking Japanese guy with a big samurai sword. Remember how cool that motherfucker was? You remember Soul Calibur? Fucking Mitsurugi with a big-ass samurai motherfucking sword? Kicking shit. We want him in the game. Okay. Cool. Cool. All right, now here comes Brenda, the cat lady of Riot. He's like, all right, guys. It's a cat. And it rides a book. And you can't target it. It just sits on Ezreal's shoulder and goes pew pew, pew pew. And if you don't put the champion in the game, I'm going to sue you for sexual harassment. That's how Yumi got in the game.
Wow, that's a real story, everyone. That's a true story.
It's called Summoner's Rift. Right, and the idea is that us on the human side, like, we're not really these champions. We summon them. We pick hundreds of champions to represent me on the Rift, the fucking rift where life and death, people kill the warriors of the planet. Are you trying to fucking tell me that you're gonna look at this fucking lineup of murderers and killers and you'd be like, what's up with this cat on that book?
You know she's got to be good because why is she on a book?
There's a cat writing a book. You have summoned Yumi. Wait, no. Whoa. I just want to know what the fuck's going on with this cat writing a book here. Like, I see the guy with the axe. Yeah, he's cool. I see his brother with the stash, and he's got spinning axes. Those guys look deadly. I see a fish with a trident. Kind of can't. And there's all these little little furry little critters. They look dangerous. But like, what the fuck is this cat doing on a book? On a book. Is this like the fucking most reading rainbow fucking champ on the face of the fucking earth? It should not be in the game. On the principle of the whole idea of it as a kit is fucking retarded. Okay? Sorry, I shouldn't be using that word. I apologize. Like, it is fucking insane. It's just absolute garbage. And then you look at the actual kit itself where it's like 90% of it revolves, or 90% of her power budget is the fact that she's untargetable.
She's a Sona who doesn't have to move.
As much as I complain about invisibility,
her speed up, and her Q, they're all the
just make her invisible all the time.
Sure,
just get rid of the attachment thing and make her invisible, and then at least Karma can throw a fucking thing at her and hit it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, like, I'd rather throw shit blind and see if it hits the fucking cat. Oh, it's out. It's over there. Like, you know, give it like little Rex sign. Make it hawk up a hairball every now and then so you know where it is. Like, the kit should not be in the game. It is absolutely a travesty of the worst kind. Like, like, it is a Make-A-Wish champion. Like, some little girl in Korea died, and it's like, I just want there to be a cat writing a book in the game. They're like, oh shit, we will do this for you. Like, they just did it. That's what happened. And
Don't
Brenda.
you love all the skins that Yumi gets because you never fucking see them even when you're in the game? Like, I can't imagine buying a skin for Yumi. You don't even get the fucking... Oh, I get to see it those 2 times I get killed when my person
We'll do reverse Yumi, where it's a book writing a cat.
Plus, it's not even a cat.
Oh,
My
yeah,
cat's
I like
a fucking asshole. Like, my cat wouldn't be like, Yumi Zoomies! Like, my cat would be like, yo, motherfucker, I bet you wish you could punch me in my face, but you can't. Because Riot made me untargetable, you bitch-ass bitch. Look at my dirty butt. Like, that's what the cat should do. Like, it should act like a fucking cat and be like, fuck you can't hit me, little bitch. Ha-ha. Fuck you. Like, knocking shit off your table. Like, that's what the thing should do. It should reach through your monitor and knock off your coffee cup, and you can't fucking do anything about it.
All right, on that note,
where was I?
I don't know. I think
we're reworking. I reworked Soraka real quick. So wait, I picked Zoe. I banned Yumi. I can't remember why.
Multiple times.
It was something I couldn't remember. And I would rework Soraka. I would rework Soraka as follows: like, kind of like Sona, but I think it would be cool to have an enchanter that works off of like zones. So she makes like a little circle on the ground that anybody who's in that circle gets those little bonuses. So there are give and takes to like real estate. Does that make sense? Like she's
heal and zone damage,
attack speed or something like that. So it's like, you know, or maybe if the enemy enters it, it does bad thing. Whoever enters it first, it's either a debuff or a buff, kind of like, you know, like healing circles in ARAM. Okay. It would be cool for her to like put down these little zones and make it sort of a geography based
I could
enchanting like that. Like, it would work for the whole team, you know what I mean? Like, but if like multiple people on your team were in the zone, they would divide it amongst themselves. Maybe you get like a little bonus so that it's not completely minuscule.
Okay.
But like, I think that would be cool. Like, if you're in this spot, you get this type of enchantment.
Yeah, so there's like strategy to positioning based on who you are.
So she would enchant, buff or debuff like patches of ground.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, maybe something cool, like instead of her silence, it would be like, you know, if she puts down this zone, it adds 10% of your mana costs or something to the enemy team, like, or something like that. Like, but maybe it does more damage. You know what I mean? That would be cool. Like,
and some of the areas that she put down could be like bushes. Like, you could just make a bush.
Oh
appear.
yeah.
You know, and then when you're
They
in the
don't have a
bush, you
champion
can't be
like that,
seen.
so that would help.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Anyway, moving on. Let's see.
I think we might need to get to the episode at this point.
No. I've just got one.
This is the episode.
This is the episode. At this point.
Are we supposed to talk about something else?
Well, yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Oh my god.
No. So
Doomed.
let's see here.
I was told an hour. I'm cutting this in 26 minutes.
Motherfucker, ain't nobody going to work tomorrow. Ain't nobody. The whole country's shut down.
No, we're all
You don't-
dying tomorrow. Yeah, it's.
Yeah,
I'm going to work
fucking
right
fine.
here.
That's right.
Um,
No court for 30 fucking days. Thank you. Thank you for my fucking vacation. Holy shit.
this is your last question. Just we're going back traditional Mary fuck kill though. So ponderous sea lion, Blake
I'd fuck
Fields, and Sam Hahn.
Oh.
I didn't even hear who they
man.
all were because
Fuck.
Double Sniff was too busy fucking.
And we're going back.
I'd
Mary
fuck
fuck
them
kill,
all.
ponderous sea lion, Blake Fields, and Sam just casual.
Oh my god. All right. I'm going
Former
first.
podcasters is what
You
You're
marry
you're not married,
wise
Sam.
Papa Smurf.
You
What?
married?
You're a
He's a provider. He makes
Okay.
money. That's there's no way that guy's got a big
dreamer,
dick.
man.
So even if you
Sam
had
is
to
a
play with it,
dreamer. You want to marry someone like that.
yeah,
You
you need
quit everything to go work in esports. That's cool as hell.
no, that's Golden Guardians, baby. That's
Hey, they have a really good TFT squad.
I didn't realize that was a thing. No, you marry the provider. Blake's a provider.
You're killing Sam just casual.
No, I'm killing Ponderous for his own good. Ponderous is fine with that. Ponderous is fine with that. He's just like, just make it quick, double. Like I'll be like, okay, bud. You know, like I wasn't meant for this world. This world doesn't respect my time, and he'd
was too
accept it.
beautiful.
He'd accept it, and I would bang Sam. Yeah, he's hot. He's been hot forever. Like he's just legitimately a good looking guy.
Yeah.
Like
I agree.
that's the way it is. I mean, if Wormlax isn't on the table,
I really thought about putting down, but you know what? Eat wasn't an option, so there you go.
I mean, and Sam, you know, no offense. I hope you're not. I just think of the three, you're the best looking. Michael's pretty good looking, but he's like 19. Like there's just a creep factor on that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
plus, like having sex with Ponderous would be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? You know what I mean? He'd be like doing a VOD review in the middle of your boning, and he'd be like, stop, what?
Yeah, and kind of hurt your feelings.
Yeah, like he would, you know, I mean, if it was Astros or something, and you were having that sex, and like something went wrong, like that's fine because Astros will just go to a different Discord channel. He won't talk to you. He won't communicate with you. He'll just shut down, and you can just be like,
You just get ghosted, and it's fine.
yeah. But like Ponderous will just be like, he'll just type. Like, see, that's the thing. He'll be texting you during the sex, like all this other stuff, like about how you should stick your dick in
It's
an
aftercare
or
sex,
stuff like that.
okay.
So that's my three. I'm sticking with it.
That's fair.
I marry Sam all day long. Sam's awesome.
I mean,
I don't think I could live with Blake. That's why I couldn't marry Blake. Like every
does Blake
day.
come with the kids?
Huh?
I think so. I
Yeah,
think
he
because
could bring the kids.
yeah,
That's
if you hear him in the Discord, then yeah, he comes with him.
I definitely kill Blake. And the reason is simple: is because too often he gets support and I don't, and I would like to have my role back. So I'm gonna kill Blake.
Oh my God.
And then obviously I will fuck Ponderous. I don't care that he's young. It makes it.
no, he's supple. There's nothing wrong with getting it young.
It's fair.
Nothing wrong with it.
So we got 20 minutes. We are talking about if you're silver and you just got to gold, what do you need to do when you're in gold to work on getting to plat?
I will tell you about the thing I do better than anyone, and I put that to the test.
Yeah, well, we're going to judge you for it right now and see if it's actually true. But yes, go ahead.
I get carried. I am so good at getting carried. And let me tell you, you can laugh all you want, but it is a motherfucking skill. I go in the lane, I get trashed, right? I'm 0-2, I'm 0-3. My ADC, he's 0-3. We're getting fucking destroyed. But I don't tilt. I see that mid is 2-1 and has a 30 CS lead. I pull it back. Think of what you can do to help the team win later in the game, right? You've lost lane. You've gotten destroyed. Now you can continue to go bang your head into your losing lane and try and, oh well, maybe if I get a root, I can 100 to 0 them. Well, no, you can't, because you don't have any fucking items, because you've been getting destroyed in lane. I think this is a skill people don't develop for shit. Everyone wants to play the game so that you're the carry, you're the badass, you're the reason you won the game. I'm not that reason. I'm not the reason you won the game, but I try not to be the reason you lose the game.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I honestly do believe this is one of my best attributes, because I can identify what I can do later in the game. I get good vision. I set up a good kill brush. I
Yep.
know where they're going because I've seen their pathing, and I ping and I shot call, hey, let's meet up here. They're going to Baron. They don't have vision here. I just cleared it. We catch the first one, we kill him. Now we're fighting a 4v5, even if we're down 8 kills.
Sure.
Like, I know what we can do to try and improve. And I think a lot of people just continue to, oh, FF, I'm 0-2. There's no way we win this game.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if the other lanes are up 8-0, you still get your fucking top lane or your mid lane that whines about being 0-2, and it's not fun because they've been ganked twice and they wasted their TP. Get carried. Fucking pull it back. Learn what you're doing. Learn what you can do to help. CS as much as you can into the turret. They froze. Go get some vision in the jungle. Figure out where the jungler is so that you can at least help your mid, who's 3-0. Like, that's what is the most frustrating to me in this game, is when you lose, and then because you lose, you decide, I'm going to make sure this is a loss for everyone, even if our team's doing well. I think that a lot of people in our Discord can learn from that lesson, is identify what you can do to help out the team even when you're losing, and accept not being the carry. I think that's huge to getting out of gold.
Okay. And you play support, and what else?
I play support, jungle, and top.
Jungle and top. Okay.
All right. And I've been trashed in top, and I've been trashed in jungle, and and I still can find a way with whatever character I have to figure out what I can do to actually help the team.
Okay. So for me, and we talked a lot about this like last episode, like working on. We really focused, I think, Blake and I on lane and the lane phase, and doing well in the lane phase. And Blake has a very different philosophy than I do, and that kind of came up, and I think we came to kind of a happy medium on it. But I'm all about playing safe in lane. I'm all about like mitigating your trying to basically not lose, and if you do lose gracefully. And Blake is like always trying to like push the edge, push the limits of what you're capable of in lane, or to get that advantage so that you can take it to the mid game, take it to the late game, and end. I think in gold especially, you have to learn what happens after lane phase. I think it's a lot about figuring out if you need to group, or if you need to 1-3-1, or if you need to let the guy split push, or if what objectives you need to focus. You need to learn how to play as a team, and I do think that is one of Danger's like best strengths, is knowing what to do next, and also communicating that to his team, and also having the map awareness to understand what the enemy team is thinking and what they're trying to do next. I think that is the absolute crucial next step, is figuring out where you go after lane phase, because I see so many silver players who destroy their lanes and lose their games, and they almost always lose their games because they're in the wrong place at the wrong time. And whether it's it doesn't matter if it's like a pick comp that they're in, or whether they're in a team fight comp, they aren't even thinking on those wavelengths. They are just not in the right place at the right time ever. They're bot lane when they don't have TP, or don't have TP up, while the rest of the team is at Baron, and so on and so forth. I think one of the ways of doing that, like for me anyway, is, and I do this in lane as well, but I like to kind of see what the enemy team is doing and then react accordingly. So I like to kind of like figure out and more or less, again, mitigate damage. Like, I want to let the enemy team make mistakes and then find ways to capitalize on those. So if I see them pushing for something, then I can make a decision on where to go next. And a lot of that has to do with having vision, and knowing where the enemy team is going and those kinds of things. But yeah, I like to mitigate damage, and I like to play reactively to what the enemy team is trying to do. But yeah, I do think you just have to move on beyond the lane phase. As conceptually here.
What helped you get out of gold and into plat, Double? What was the big turning point for you?
I mean, like, it's tough, and I want to, like, I was kind of dreading this part of the podcast going into it, because I've never had trouble like I have this season in gold. Like gold 3 and gold 4
too, man. Yeah.
has been absolutely fucking brutal. And it's not LP numbers. Those are, I'm used to getting 18, 19 to 20, in or around there. I have never, and I wonder if I'm being paranoid about it, and there's nothing we can do about it, but like, I have never experienced the amount of Smurf duos fucking up my matchmaking like I have this season. So, avoid that. Like I played a game the other day where I had a gold 4 ADC up against a platinum 4 ADC, and I'm like, why is this happening? And I looked, it's like, because also attached to that plat 4 ADC were a couple of bronze players, a bronze duo that had an 86% win rate over like 19 games. Like, and it's just like what's going on, Riot? Like, y'all need to fix this shit, because they were not bronze players. They were fucking ballers, doing shit. And I see way too many Kassadin jungle duos just smurfing the shit. Maybe it's Clash. I was wondering if Clash was the reason for this. Like, people are using their Smurf accounts to like team up, but like, so I would say be conscious of Clash, because I think that if they're doing that once a month, that might just be a bad week to play ranked. Because I've never seen anything like this last wave of the last few weeks. But there's nothing we can do about that. I would say one of the keys are you've got to look. I think a lot of people get out of silver and bronze by improving their lane phase, and just using that strength gap to carry them into stuff, or abusing mentally weak opponents who will just give up because they lost laning phase. Like, obviously what y'all are talking about is, hey, if I lose laning phase, the game isn't over, we can still win. And I think that's part of the battle, is making sure that you can only make sure that one person on your team doesn't have that mentality, and that's you. But if you've got that mentality, then you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. And I do it too. Like, I've spammed forfeit on games that we've ended up winning before. Like, I'm not above it. It's an emotional game, and sometimes you just don't want to be with the people that you're with, and you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And
every time I play with you guys.
Yeah, exactly. Like this. Sometimes you're in an ARAM, and you're like, holy shit, these are the worst 4 human beings on the face of the planet.
Like, clear the way.
Just clear the fucking way. But I think that's key. The key is to understanding that laning phase is a phase of the game. And in fact, in this season, I think it's probably less impactful than it's ever been, because if you look at pro play, you abandon laning phase at 7 minutes. Like, and a minute and a half of that is waiting for the minions to kiss. You know what I mean? So like, and then they're abandoning bot lane to go to the fucking rift. And there's a fight over the rift. There's a fight over the dragon. So at the highest level of play, the game is being designed and balanced around a weak laning phase. Plus, I think ADCs are just super weak right now. And that's a big difference.
I think your laning phase point is a great point, though, because one of the big things are objectives this season. Dragons are strong. Rift is strong. Plates are strong. So playing smartly around these big objectives, knowing how to group your team when the other team is backing, that alone can pull you through gold. If you can communicate to your team and help your team focus on those objectives, that is huge, because dragons are massive. Then, like you said, rotating top, being able to get rift, using it after you take out a couple of plates, and then you get the first turret along with 5 plates. Like, that's a shit ton of gold.
And you get another one. Like, you know what I mean? Because chances are, if you grab the first Rift Herald, the most likely place I end up popping it is top.
Yep.
If I'm able to get it, that usually means my top laner is already ahead and already has prio, has already done damage to that tower. And I'm going to put it in a spot, number one, where I can get rid of it because I don't like not having a warding. I hate not having a trinket. It drives me fucking insane not having that damn thing. And I can't switch my trinket either, which is shitty because usually around that time is when I'm looking to switch to a scanner, and I can't because of the herald thing occupies that button. I wish that these keyboard companies would make keyboards that had an extra button so that Riot could like have an option to give us that.
There's
I'm
just
hoping,
so few, man. There's just
yeah.
so few.
I just don't understand. I mean, like, there's obviously no other key on my keyboard. I have a special Corsair keyboard. You see a bunch of cat hair, but like, I've got this whole row of buttons, like that does nothing. But I can't.
Get sick watching.
Yeah, I couldn't like hit one of them to do the rift. That'd be tragic.
Just impossible. Coding is difficult.
Yeah, 200 games, 200 years. That's the problem. Is 200 years ago when they started making the games at Riot, they didn't have these. They had little typewriters, and they're like, "There's no way they'll have more than one key." Yeah, that's what happened. But you know, I think that's, and another thing is like, kills aren't. The gold that you get from a kill used to be sort of the thing. Like that was like 2 or 3 seasons ago. Like when you killed somebody, it was about the gold more than anything. Like you kill a guy and you'd back. Like no matter. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because I was also in bronze and silver 2 or 3 seasons ago. But like now, it seems like killing a guy isn't even like the biggest thing. It's like what you can do in laning phase in gold. Sorry.
Yeah, where's your lane at? Where are your minions at?
Yeah.
Where's it pushing? You know, like, okay, if I kill him, can I push it into turret before he TPs back? Should I leave it in its current state so that I can freeze? You know, like those are questions you need to start asking yourself in gold, because managing a wave, knowing that, okay, maybe I need to push this because my jungler is going to try and take rift, so I need to be able to rotate, or maybe I just need to push this wave so I can help him take the fucking scuttle. You know, like it's little things like that that can make a huge difference. Because if you just sit there and you're focused on, I need to get this CS, okay, now I need this CS, not noticing that your jungler is going for the scuttle and mid doesn't have prio, so that means you could have prio, but you're not trying for it right now. And then your jungler gets killed, and then he's like, "Fuck you guys, where were you?" And then all of a sudden now you have infighting and everything like that. Whereas if you had just thought a little bit and been like, oh, I can push this wave easily in the next 30 seconds and then give my jungle support when he goes in there, you could have gotten the kill, and the other team could be yelling at each other right now.
Yeah. I do think games are lost in lane phase or one are lost in lane phase right now. A lot from like a laner's perspective. Like I feel like I don't know. It's like, at least in gold for right now, I noticed that whenever like someone basically doesn't know that they're getting ganked, or a jungler invades and doesn't know that they're being collapsed on by the mid laner, like yeah, you've seen that. I've seen that. I've done that to you. Yes, exactly. When that happens, when your jungler dies early on an invade, or when someone dies from a level 2 gank, bot or top lane, it just snowballs from there, man. And there's like nothing you can do. And it feels like it's not necessarily the kill that gives them the gold that then does it. It's just them being out of lane so early on for that period of time that really just fucks them and makes it really hard to come back. Because then you lose the first dragon, or you lose the first Rift Herald, then you lose the first tower and all those plates from the Rift Herald, and it just like it just doesn't stop. And so,
I will tell you this, yeah, that's one of the patterns that's emerging, is that like as a jungler, if I kill the enemy jungler on a good invade or a good fight, or get an early like a good advantage early against a jungler, it almost always ends up with me winning the game.
Yeah.
And if I end up getting out rotated on, like I had a Zillion, not you, my last game.
So the other guy, the only other guy.
And like the enemy mid laner, I went in and stole their blue buff. Like I started the blue and took 2 camps, from their Olaf because I was like, shit, I hate Olaf. I usually ban him, but I banned Kassadin because fuck Kassadin lately. And I was like, I'm gonna take his first 2 topside camps and get the fuck out, like, and just fuck up his clears. And I did that, and then I was successful in that. And Olaf followed. He spotted me as I was killing his Gromp and followed me to my red. I'm walking to my red, pinging. This is me dragging down the mouse.
Yeah.
Assist me, assist me, assist me. The enemy mid laner walks past my mid laner into my jungle to turn to have a 3v2 because my top laner came, his top laner came, and we just had this fight much of my mid laner's just like, I can't. Well, how am I supposed to do? It's like, the fuck, man.
Zillion's just banging a tambourine.
So
doing nothing.
Do pay attention in the early game to what your jungler's doing.
Yes.
If you are in the mid lane, drop a fucking ward on the top side if you can. Drop something so that if you can get early tracking on a jungler, it will pay dividends, like, all the time. Don't guard your fucking tower. Like, go spot some shit out. You'll make it allowed alive. Like, if you get tagged by something at the 50-second mark, you've got time to get away, recall, and come back to lane without losing much. Drop a ward in there. Do what you can that way to help out your early game junglers, because like that is something that will snowball.
Yep.
In gold, you need a bright map, is what I say. And that means everyone needs a fucking ward, and they have to be out on cooldown. If you ever see that you have 2 wards on that yellow ward, you probably haven't used it right.
Yeah.
Because at no point should you be carrying around 2 of them. I drop wards deep in my own jungle because that still lets you know when someone gets to a position. Like, it doesn't have, like, entrances are the best because that can tell you exactly what you need to know the second they're entering your realm. You can throw it over in the dragon pit, right? If you're on, blue side and you're going to red, throw it over the dragon pit. You can see them just walk by. Now you know whether they're going bot. You know whether they're going mid. You know, you have information, but you need that information because the other team's probably getting it in gold. And if you're not, then you're working with shitty information, and they're going to be able to rotate faster. They're going to be making the plays on you, and you're not going to be prepared for it.
Yep.
You need a bright map, whether it's your own side or their side. Either works because at least you know you have a spot to fall back to. If you have your own entrances covered, you can be like, well, fuck it, I at least have this as an out.
Yeah,
but if you don't have any wards out, then you don't have anything.
Go ahead. So when I was fresh into gold, like when I was like, oh my god, I finally made it to gold. Like I remember that cringe feeling you'd get in silver when you bought a control ward. You're like, it's 75 gold. Fuck. Should I buy it? And like, when you get to gold, you're glad when you back and you only have 30 gold. You're like, oh, thank God. Now I have a good excuse. They tell me to buy these control wards. And now once you get to plat and you're still stuck in gold from the last season's reset, you're like, fuck yeah, 2 control wards. Give me these control wards. I want control wards.
I am buying 2 every single time. And I've got it bound to a mouse button near my thumb, and I'm just like throwing these motherfuckers down. Even in combat, because sometimes it's just great to like have something else for the enemy to hit besides me.
The only time I wrestle with a control ward purchase is like, all right, I've got 2,400 gold. Do I finish my guard? Do I buy the last component on my guardian angel? Like, you know what I mean? It's like when it's like, shit, I need that slot for my BF sword, which is a big fucking, like the biggest item, you know what I mean?
Literally
big
fucking sword. Yeah.
Still get the control ward. You can come back later and get that other I mean, like.
And use them freely. You see the other team drop a ward, throw your control ward round and kill it.
Yep.
I don't care if that's all you get out of it. You now just got 30 gold. It only cost you 75, and you've taken away vision. And now they're going to try and get there, and you can make a play based off of that. Like, you know they're going to want to kill that fucking control ward. So then you know they're going to go there, and you can lay a trap, and you can be prepared for it. Or you can just do a little bit of damage to them while they're taking it, and that gives you an advantage. Use them. You don't always have to place them in a bush. That isn't like the necessity of a control ward. If you watch the pros play, I'd say like 30% of their control wards are placed in bushes.
Yep.
And a lot of them are placed in areas where they know that a ward normally exists.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So you just pop it right behind where Dragon is, right behind where Baron is. You pop it in the middle of the lane sometimes because they know that you're warding in the lane because they want to see what routes you're walking.
Yep.
There are mentalities we have back in Bronze and Silver, like, well, if I'm going to buy a control ward, I want to place it here and it's going to last all game.
Yep.
That ward has had some value and that's cool, but there are better ways that you can use it, or or different ways that you can use it. So don't feel bad. You see they throw down a ward in the middle of the river, throw down your control ward, take it out, and go back to your lane. And it's okay if they come and kill it, because you didn't lose that much gold, and you wasted some of their time, and you definitely guaranteed your vision for a short period of time.
Yep.
So,
here's the way I think about it too. It's like warding, and particularly control warding, is about real estate development. Like that's what you're doing. Like when you drop a control ward, you want to put that in hot real estate, right? And I mean, to say that you're going to put one control ward down, it's going to last there the whole game, is to say that, okay, this little circle of the map is going to be important the whole game, and that's not the case. Like sometimes the Dragon Pit is the hottest fucking real estate on the map, and you want to have your control ward on it. Sometimes the Baron Pit is the hottest fucking real estate on the map. If you've already taken 2 towers top, and you know most of the shit's going to be coming down bot lane, and you're trying to work on the other side of the map, you want to control the zones of travel between that, because you know that they're going to have to deal with their minions. They're going to have to manage those lanes that are pushing in on the other side of the map. And you need to be able to see when they make the transition from that to collapse on you as you're pushing for other zones of the map. So it's about understanding what real estate matters. This game is often looked at like Mortal Kombat or a fighting game. It's not. It's more like Risk than anything else, or more like one of these territorial games that we get lost in the real time aspect of it. The outplays.
Roll the dice in matchmaking.
But like think about League as if it was a turn based game. Like where would you put your control ward? So like Clue.
I'd put it in the study.
Motherfucker, dude. I used to live next to this guy, and I'm gonna be Wise Papa Smurf and tell you all this ridiculous story that doesn't matter at all. I used to live next to this guy named Rob Vickery, right? And he has a business called Magic Hands, and he massages people in his front yard. This was a long time ago. Like he has a table, he'd just be out there shirtless, like, working on people. This is by a busy road, would it? And like this guy used to mow my lawn for a 12-pack of Bud Light, and I was like, fine, damn, Scooby. But he would come over, right? And he was friends with my roommates. My roommate was the leaseholder of the house. I just lived there. And like he used to tell me about this guy, and I didn't believe him, but he told me one day, he's like, "Hey Rob, what you know about Clue?" And this guy sat down and talked to us. I was stoned as hell. He talked to us about Clue for like 4.5 hours about all the like hell? Yes. He's like, "No, man, I went to the Clue championships." I was like, "What the fuck?" There are, dude. There are people that like study the routes. And they're like, "Oh no, man! If you're in the conservatory, you got to take 3 diagonal, 4+. That's your fastest route. That's your fastest route around the map, dude. Like you always do that."
It was just always Colonel Mustard in the billiard room.
I made the mistake of saying that shit, and he was like, "Oh, you are dead wrong, sir." It was an affront. The idea that Clue was not some sort of strategic chess game of she's like, "No, man, there's a strategy. And you got to know it. You got to breathe it. You got to get on." And I was like, holy, she's probably doing a Clue podcast right now. Like, probably has more fucking viewers than we got. Shit. But, like, apparently Clue is not just some, according to Rob Vickery, who knows? Maybe he just thinks Clue's like that, and it really is kind of shitty. Maybe he just got it in his head. It's like the one game that he's good at. He's like, it has to be a strategy because of my strategies.
There's no way this is based
There's no way this is just some random shoots and ladders type game based on random bullshit.
Sure, it's no Candyland, but it's still tough.
Right.
Right, absolutely.
So,
on that note, I think I'm going to call it. What do you guys think?
I think that's pretty solid.
I think we can do another one next week, or let other people talk about how to get out of gold. All right, real quick, let's just summarize. Zill, top 2 ways to get out of gold. 3 sentences or less.
Watch your fucking mini-map.
Yeah.
Help your goddamn jungler when he's in trouble.
There you go.
That's it.
Danger.
Ward, get carried.
All right, I'm going to say this. Identify your engager and then follow them when they engage. Figure out who on your team starts a fucking fight, and when they start it, just go. Just go.
Yep.
Like, that's a key difference, too, late game. If you're wondering why you can't win team fights, it's probably because somebody doesn't understand how to start a fight and how to follow the guy who starts it.
Yes.
So.
Makes sense to me. All right. Good night, boys. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Ponderous. I'm sorry.
All right. It's uploading here. We're still streaming.
That was good.
That was pretty good.
I thought that was really good.
Cast.